Hello everyone, I'm using the two-toned Flora stamp set and the Something Fancy stamp set in the suite, actually, Fancy Flora Suite. I'm going to be using the Something Fancy dies and the two-tone dies today. Let's get going. I've got my CAD kit and everything's done. And we're going to be making this card today. Just actually quite a straightforward card, but look at this beautiful emboss piece. That's actually in the Something Fancy dies. It's this one. And if you use your attachment to your quick unpick, this actually gets all the bits out straight away. I did need to roll it through my cut and emboss machine a couple of times to get all those fine details, but it does work. So let's crack on. Okay, so I've got a card piece here, standard card piece from an A4 cardstock, cut in half and then scored in the middle, and that's our base. I've got a little bit of DSP left, which I'm going to put on the inside here. Just quickly. And what I do is I leave it at the length, put it in, and then cut off the excess. Then you know you've got it the right size. So that's the inside of my card done. I'm now going to take my designer series paper. This is from the Fancy Flora Suite. And I'm actually going to use it to go on the back here. Now what I'm going to do here is take my, I didn't get it out, so I'm just reaching for it now. Oh, here we go. Sorry about that. I'm going to take my silicone mat, which seems to be stuck to the plastic, and a old retired sponge, but you can use any sponge. I'm going to put this on the mat so I don't get any glue anywhere. I'm going to take my glue and put myself a good pile. And this is how I glue fine detailed things. And make sure that you don't move it on the mat because you don't want glue on the other side. And I've noticed on mine there's some bits left in, but I'm going to leave those. It doesn't really matter if everything's not out. And there we go. There's my glue. So there's a tip for you. Peel it off and then carefully place it on top of your paper. Again, I've left the paper quite long, so if I don't quite get it right, I can trim off the edges. This is quite hard when you're over a camera. There we go. Get the line straight and down we go. Now I have got some sticky on there, I can feel it, and there is a quick solution to that. You get your embossing buddy and just go over the top with your embossing buddy, and what happens is the chalk inside your embossing buddy will take the stickiness off. And also it'll help you push all that glue down. And there we go. Now I'm going to take some bigger scissors. Would be great if Stampin' Up did these big scissors, eh? I'm sure they have in the past. Great big scissors. There we go. And I'm going to trim that off. If you're using metric sizes, this embossing is imperial, so it doesn't quite fit onto the A4 fully. But it's a bit short, but I actually don't mind that. And again, what I'm going to do is put that on the front in the center and then trim off at the end. Okay, so that's done. We can glue that on. You could choose to put another layer underneath or a border, but I quite like the white. There we go. So obviously it's a bit quicker when you do that die cutting in advance. And there we go. All done. That's my front ready. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the stamping. Let's get some stamping going on. So these are clear stamps. So I'm going to use my mat. I've got some paper. And I've already stamped the leaves that I'm going to use in Evening Evergreen. For the flowers, I'm using Melon Mambo and Mango Melody. I'm going to start with the bottom. In fact, no, I'm going to change because I started with the bottom last time and it didn't quite work. So I'm going to start with the top layer, my darker layer. And I'm going to stamp my first biggest flower, my middle flower, and my smaller flower. I'm just leaving a bit of room because I've got to cut these out after. I actually had this before it was released because I presented at the New Zealand On Stage recently in November, and I've actually played with this set over and over again and I absolutely love it. Yes, it's an expensive suite, but so worth it. Now if you can see there's those little I can't remember what they're called, bits in the middle there, and I'm lining them up with the bits in the middle there. And because I've got my head in the camera, not bad. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think that's what I like about this set. It's quite forgiving. And you see that bit there with this bit in the middle. Excuse my head if it's there. There we go. Again, it's not perfect, but it's fine. And this one, you've got two edges to line up. I find that one's the easiest one. We're then going to do our sentiment in the Melon Mambo. I knew there was a reason. Oh, and I've actually got a piece of paper cut for that. I had the extra piece just in case, as you do. So I'm going to stamp this. Beautiful. Awesome. And then I'm going to put my inks to one side out the way, put my glue mat right out of the way because it's very gluey, and I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss machine. Now I've got the new one. Look at this. I love this. This is the new blue, boho blue, which is a free celebration offer when you sign up with Stampin' Up as a demonstrator. Now, if you look in the notes below, you'll find my page that if you want to sign up with me, you can. I'm in New Zealand. I can only sign up people in New Zealand, and I'd love to have you on my team. This is what you can get as part of your starter kit. And there is another option that you can choose the white mini, or you can choose a lesser amount. And I've just noticed my fingers. This morning I've been re-inking all my ink pads. So that's what I've been doing today. Anyway, I wanted to bring this on. I would have normally cut things in advance, but I've chosen not to because I want to talk to you about these plates. Now, a lot of people are having trouble with these plates, and I want to go over just briefly what you need to do if you're having a bit of trouble. Because inside here are some rollers and they're tensioned, and each machine apparently is different tension. You've got rubber feet on the bottom, of which I've lost one. I'm sure it'll be somewhere. I've noticed that. It was fine earlier, so it's probably on my desk somewhere. But that won't matter. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this smaller one on first. We're going to take the die that accompanies it, and I use this tape just to hold it in place. And what I want to show you is to put these plates through, you want a number one, you want to put your number two plate back a bit, and your second number two plate in front. So you make an E. Can you see that E shape? And that's the best way to put it through, because it gives time, as you can see my handle's moving, time for those rollers to pick up. Once you're in, put all your weight down here. You need weight on this machine for it to go through. Not much weight. The bigger machine, you need more weight. Can you see how easy that was? Now, I haven't had trouble with my machines because I think I've been staggering them, but you actually don't need to stagger. You can do that E shape. So let me stop talking and I will cut these out and show you that again. And I'll speed up this when I put it on the video. So I'll be back with you in a second. And there we go. As you can see, I didn't have any problem putting those dies through. I think the sandwich is amazing. It makes such a difference and it makes it much easier to put them through. So if you've got a cut and emboss machine, whether you've got the small one or the large one, try that solution. Now, if that doesn't quite work, it means that your rollers are really highly tensioned. There is another solution for that. Instead of using plate 1, use plate 3. Put plate 3 with these two. The plate 3 is an 1/8 of an inch smaller. Use the same sandwich, the E shape, and put the number 3 and 2 2s through, and again you'll have much problem. As your machine wears, the tension will get less, so you can go back to that one. But that's why it's difficult to put through the machine. We're going to stick this to that one. My words aren't very good today, sorry. And then these are going to have some dimensionals on the back. Then we're going to have the small one with dimensionals of this one. And then we're going to have some ribbon. Now, if you say you have terrible trouble with ribbons, we all do. But just practice, 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 and it will come right. There we go. Okay, cut the bit off there. Right, there's my ribbon. So I'm going to stick this down now. I'm going to put it up there because I want to see a bit of this flower. And then I'm going to use my glue dots to put the flowers, the leaves in, and I just turn them up a bit just to give it that bit of texture. And then I'm going to put there we go. Got to be a bit careful. That goes in there like so. Then I'm going to take my glue, put my first flower in, my second flower in, just tuck it under a bit, and then my third one goes on the top there, just to make it nice detail. So all we've got left to do now is get that a glue dot for the ribbon. Go onto there, and then I like to take my take the pick tool just to do my bling. And where shall I put this? I might put the big one down here, and then we've got two little ones. Oops, there we go. And there you have it. Push everything out the way. Two very different cards. You can see I've used a different background on that one, and I've used a lighter colour on the stems and a lighter colour on the flowers. And there you go. If you would like more information, please subscribe to my channel. If you would like to go on my email list, please follow the link in the description below and sign up there. You'll get a monthly newsletter and also information about my classes and special offers. And thanks for following me. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.